Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2CTV, your global news channel. More hostages continue to lose their lives in the Islamic Republic of Iran. The IRGC are freaking out about the final countdown, and the international community and global media continue to be silent about what is happening inside Iran. Ladies and gentlemen, if you think things are bad with corruption and tyranny in Western countries, in your own countries, wherever you're watching this from, well, I'll give you the Islamic Republic of Iran. They are tyrannical on steroid, and there doesn't seem to be any pressure from the international community, the United Nations, the human rights groups, and all the other weirdos who claim to care about humanity. So, yet another hostage was taken by the Iranian regime. This one, a Swiss national. This time, fortunately, they claim that the prisoner committed suicide. Now, for those who understand how the prison system works in every country, including in Iran and countries like Iran, you probably do know, you could guess, that it's not easy to commit suicide in your cell. Now, especially with the monitoring you get in third world countries and dictatorships like Iran, they keep an eye on you every single minute. It is very, very difficult for you to do that. But the fascinating part about this, it's not the first time something like this happened. German citizens, American citizens, Swiss citizens, the issue is Swiss, the neutral country. And the role of Switzerland in Iran is extremely important. We're going to talk about that as well. Why is it that we don't really get anything from the UN National Security Council or the Chamber of the United Nations, anybody? This is not really just about Iranians versus Iranians. You actually have foreign nationals. If you really care about the Western world order, then why is it that you don't really look after your own citizens? So, what we had was the Foreign Office of Switzerland saying that the FDFA confirms the death of a Swiss citizen in Iran. The Swiss embassy in Tehran is in contact with the local authorities to clarify the circumstances of the death in an Iranian prison. I do love how the statement from the Swiss government is so chilled and blasé. Oh yeah, so what about people dead in Iran? It would be nice to find out what happened. No condemnation, no robust statement, nothing. They literally kidnapped your citizen. And now apparently he's committed suicide without explaining anything, really. We do know what's been going on. They tortured them. They tortured them so hard that they just die. It happens all the time. But the Swiss government are very relaxed about it. And it goes back to the relationship between Switzerland and Iran, which we're going to talk about. Now, according to the Iranian regime, we actually have a judicial official, Sadegh Akbari, saying that the Swiss detainee was held in a suite with another inmate in a Semnan prison. This morning, the detainee asked their cellmate to purchase food from the prison canteen, taking advantage of time alone in the suite. I love how they keep calling it a suite. The detainee committed suicide. Okay. Then they say, prison officials immediately intervened, guys, come on, to save the individual. But their efforts were unsuccessful. Suicide has been definitively confirmed. Really? Who did the investigation? Oh, the prison system themselves. So all they needed, the Swiss citizen, was for the cellmate to leave to go get some food, and that would say, okay, I'm just going to kill myself. How? How did you do it? Explain that. And I love how the prison guards rushed to the incident to save the so-called detainee. Really? Tell us exactly what happened. Tell us why you've been kidnapping these people. And it's not the first one. On a regular basis, this happens. The relationship between Switzerland and Iran is fascinating because Switzerland decided to go neutral again. Since 1979, Switzerland and the Swiss government, their role has been the referee between the United States and the Islamic Republic of Iran. Essentially, if Iran wants to communicate to America, they have to go through Switzerland. If America wants to communicate to Iran, they go through Switzerland. Because both parties trust Switzerland. That's the idea. Because Switzerland was neutral between the two. So why is it that what if a mediator's citizen, in this case Switzerland, gets taken as hostage by Iran, the mediator is not kicking out saying, I'm supposed to be the referee between you and America. You've taken one of our citizens. Should we take the America side now? Switzerland's not said that. It's not really just about Switzerland, because America themselves, they don't care. Germany don't seem to care that much. A little bit, they care a little bit, because it's happened to German citizens as well. For example, only a few months ago, we reported on this channel, a German national, Jamshid Sharmat, who was 68, he was on death row, in prison in Iran, another hostage, also died mysteriously in his cell in October 2024, only a few months ago. Now, he was a German citizen, but had a US residence. He was a permanent resident of America. The German government, rightly so, raised the issue of why is it that the American government, the Biden administration, is not saying anything about at least one of their residents, permanent residents, being held in Iran and then somehow mysteriously dies. Oh, just had a stroke randomly, right? God, the German government said some stuff, but that was it really. The issue we have is that I can't criticize Switzerland too much, mostly because when you have all the other Western governments doing the exact same thing, being blasé about their people being kidnapped by the Islamic Republic, we've had American citizens, British citizens, Canadian citizens, literally being taken on the border of Iran and other countries. The Iranian regime literally walk them around and name and shame them. Sometimes they're tourists, sometimes they could be spies. I don't know what they are. It doesn't really matter, right? And then the Western governments give more money to Iran. Yeah, here's some more money. Sometimes they don't even give the money. They just say, yeah, fine, just do whatever you want with the hostage. Everybody is obviously rightly so talking about Gaza and the hostages there, and it's extremely worrying. There's been a year and a half now, and the minions in Gaza continue to find a way to use their hostages, the Israeli hostages, as leverage. But let's not forget about the fact that there have been many people from different nationalities who continue to be taken by the Islamic Republic over the last 50 years, and no one says anything. I mean, there is a point to be made, by the way, because it's now been a year and a half in Gaza. Not many people talk about the hostages anymore either. It feels like after a while, after the first few months, the international community and the global media just move on. When was the last time you actually heard, apart from channels like mine, obviously, the mainstream media actually talk about the hostages in Gaza? Unless something happens to them, when they find a body, they say, oh yeah, by the way, we forgot about the hostages. The same happens. After a few months, or in the case of Iran, after a few years, they just move on. The Iranian regime has a tactic, which is they have a quota. They always make sure they have a certain amount of foreigners in their prisons. Sometimes they're dual citizens, sometimes they're just foreign nationals. What they do, for example, hypothetically, if they have like 5 in this prison, if they have to release one, they make sure they take another one eventually. And there are easy ways to do this, because there are some idiots who continue to travel to Iran. Why would you travel to Iran? Stop going to Iran. They're going to take you at the airport. And sometimes they do it randomly. They say, well, we need another one, just take one. Because there's no outrage from the Western governments. They can do whatever they want. It's a rogue state. Anyway, let's get some reaction from you guys. First super chat from Paolo. Thank you. Saying, please, can you cover what is going on in Pakistan and Afghanistan? Yes, I will do that as well. Thank you. And Ivan says, where is the outcry over this? For F's sake. Yeah. The thing is, if you have thought that there is no outrage because it's Switzerland, as I said, even when it's a French citizen or a German citizen or American or Canadian citizen, there's still no outrage. It's absolutely fascinating. Hoffman says, hi everyone, keep going. Thank you very much. The Imperialist says, like the media blackout on your rabbi nonsense in Guatemala. and the New York synagogue. Fake patriot, rent boy, faggot, enthusiast. I love that insult as a nickname. Fake patriot, rent boy, faggot, enthusiast. I also love the casual anti-Semitism as well. Brilliant. When was the last time you heard the imperialists actually call out the Pakistani rape gangs? Anyway, as a Swiss, hearing this news is shocking. Yep. Where is our government's response? If this was Russia, there will be people, their people got kidnapped, they would cause chaos. Number one, your first question, the statement I read from the Foreign Office, Foreign Ministry of Switzerland, that's all we got. That's all we've got. Which is, oh yeah, we've the Iranian regime have told us one of our people is dead. Cool. We're going to find them. We've kindly asked them to explain. That's it. Nothing else. That's one issue. Secondly, absolutely spot on, if this were Russia. And also, if this were Russia taking a British citizen, you do realize the outrage from the Western side. But when it's Iran, it's fine. Let them do whatever they want to do. Alma says, isn't her body going to be flown back to Switzerland and they can do their own independent investigation autopsy? Just asking, forgive my ignorance. So you would expect it. We don't know. It's Iran. Anything could happen. They could just leave the body in their country. That is the issue. No one's going to be able to demand to return the body. Michael says, the Iranian dictatorship must all have Swiss bank accounts. Oh, they do. Let's not forget. They all have their Swiss bank accounts. James says, the Swiss man committed suicide just like the man who had a holiday island visited by many rich and famous people committed suicide. Well, on suicide watch. Yes, Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. Super chat from Lynn saying, Switzerland... what? Don't know what that word is. Because it suits their pocket. You just need to look at their actions during the Second World War. The country's elites made fortunes. And Ivan says, Iran constantly breaking international law and nothing gets done. It's as frustrating as hell. It is. But the problem I have with the international community claiming to be the international community, right? They're always ready to intervene in every country's affairs, right? Instead of going around the world causing chaos internally in other countries, when a rogue state is actually affecting your citizens and obviously sponsoring terrorism, it's no longer an internal affair in Iran, right? When you don't call it out, well, I don't need to call it out, do something about it, right? When you still have a relationship with the Islamic Republic, you do realize what happens. You're encouraging bad behavior. You're basically condoning it. You basically say, if any other country turns into a dictatorship like Iran, we will just bend over. We'll just do whatever you want. Because we did the exact same thing with the Taliban in Afghanistan a couple of years ago when they came back, 2-3 years ago. We're doing the same thing in the new Syria. Going around shaking hands with al-Jilani like he's the next democratic leader. Just because he's wearing a tie and a suit does not mean the man is civilized. Oh. Let's get some more non-super chats from you guys. Jan White says, where's the monster raving loony party's comments on the worldwide debacle? I've kind of missed the monster raving loony party. I don't know what their new policy program is. Mary says, greetings from Colorado, USA. Hello, America. Just discovered your channel. Very interesting to hear conservative news from across the pond. One person, unarmed woman, killed on the 6th of January 4 years ago. No justice. There is a lot to uncover, and I believe when the Donald returns to the White House, certain things will come out about January the 6th. And I think some people will have to probably flee America because if the full investigation comes out, and those who plotted to sabotage January the 6th, it will definitely undermine the credibility of the state. in America, or the deep state. We'll see. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I hope this was an informative update for you guys from the Islamic Republic of Iran. I'm Maya Tusi, and we are the media.